Okay, today's Math Tuesday is a review of simple interest for those people who did not cover this material last year. So simple interest. So let's talk first about interest. So interest is money that's earned on an investment, or it's money that you pay back on a loan. You can think of interest as a fee for using other people's money. For example, a bank may pay you interest on a savings account. So you put your money into the bank, and then the bank uses your money to make loans and other financial deals. They pay you interest in return for you leaving your money in the bank. Another example of simple interest is when you take out a basic loan. So you pay simple interest on loans. Say you take out a loan for your first car. You agree to pay the money back plus interest over a period of time. The interest is the fee you pay for using the bank's money to pay for your car. Simple interest can be calculated with this formula. Interest is equal to the principal times the rate times the time, or I equals PRT. So let's talk about what each one of those things mean. So when we talk about interest is always a dollar amount. It's the money that's earned or owed on the principal. Principal is the amount of money that you deposit or borrow. So if you borrow $5,000 for a car, that's the principal. If you put $10,000 into the bank, that's the principal. Like interest, principal is always a dollar amount. The rate, the R, is the interest rate that you pay or earn. Interest rate is always a percent. So when you are using a rate and you know the percent, remember, you must turn it into a decimal. You must calculate with the decimal. And in time for simple interest is always measured in years. So if you have a fraction of a year, you can use decimals or fractions. All right, let's look at a couple of examples on how we calculate. So Jillian borrows $5,000 from the bank, and she will pay it back over 5 years and pay 7% interest. How much will she owe in total? Well, the $5,000, that's going to be the principal. 5 years, of course, is the time, and the 7% is the rate. So we start with the formula, I equals PRT. We substitute 5,000 for principal. We turn 7% into the decimal 0.07 for the rate, and the time is 5 years. We multiply all three of those, and we find the interest is $1,750. And since she's paying that back, you have to add that to the principal. So 5,000 plus 1,750, she'll pay back a total of $6,750. In our second example, Sam deposits $300 into a savings account that earns 1.2% interest. He closes his account after 2.5 years. How much money is in his account when he closes it? So the $300 he deposits, that's the principal. The 1.2% is the rate, and 2.5 years is the time. I equals PRT. 300 is the principal. 1.2% is 0.012 as a decimal, and 2.5 years is 2.5 years. We calculate that, and we find the interest is $9. We add the 300 to the 9. Sam would have earned $309. Now, those first two examples calculate interest, so it's simple multiplication. Sometimes, though, if you're calculating for the interest, you have to do a little bit more work. You have to do basically what's a one-step equation. So let's say Priyanka earned $30 over 18 months in interest on a savings account that paid 2.1% interest. What's her initial deposit? So in this case, we're looking for the principal. I don't know how much she deposited. So I start with the formula, I equals PRT. $30 is the interest. I don't know the principal. 2.1% would be 0.021. And 1.5 years, 18 months, is 1.5. So then I can multiply the 0.021 and 1.5, and I get 0.0315. So I get 30 equals 0.0315p. Divide both sides by 0.0315, and you get 952.38. That means Priyanka's principal was $952.38. And last, Pedro borrowed $11,500 for 3 years and paid $2,000 in interest. What was his interest rate? So the $11,500, that's the principal. 3 years is the time, and this is my interest. So what I'm missing is the rate. So I equals PRT, 2,000 for the principal, 2,000 for the interest rather, 11,500 for the principal, R for the rate, 3 for the time. You can multiply 11,500 times 3, and you get 34,500 R. Then divide both sides by 34,500, and you get 0.058 is the rate. But remember, that's the decimal. You have to turn it into a percent, so it'd be 5.8% interest.